There's a place in New Orleans called Drake. I keep giving promo.
I promise you.
You're trilingual. It'll go out like one ear out the other.
Of course.
And then as you get older, you're like, wow.
Yeah, they actually was talking about something.
Right. Like,
Not
yeah.
you using Bing.
But for some
Okay. You look so awkward. What?
I don't know. I just be nervous sometimes. I don't know why.
I got you. Yeah, you was just so like calm and playing around with your friend. God.
I'm Essence. We connected
Yeah.
because I was offered to be on the podcast, and I was like, yeah, I'm down. In the midst of that, I was like, yeah, fun fact, I have a podcast with my best friend.
Yeah.
And we're called E&E The Adventure on Instagram. EE.TheAdventure on Instagram. So
All right, bet.
that's our podcast.
So I'm gonna go ahead and plug that in for y'all. It should be popping up on screen right now. So yeah, love it. How long have you been doing it? Actually, hold on. I whole forgot our intro, everything. But thank you everybody for coming back to another episode of Chat It. Thank you for listening wherever you get your podcast on. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope it looks great. We got a new thing going on, so hopefully it's spectacular. I planned a lot for this. So anyways. But yes, thank you for coming and let's get it. Your story. E&E Adventures. Tell me about it. What's up?
So we were talking about doing our podcast for a couple months, and then maybe like sometime last year, we were just like, you know what, let's do it. So we decided to do it. We were just trying to figure out like what we want our podcast to be, and at the end of the day, we were just thinking like we want our podcast to be our most authentic self, and just to kind of like instill our values in it. So like we say, our podcast is just our perspectives of growing up and experience our life as young adults. So that's pretty much what E&E is all about.
Okay, we'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Experiencing your life. Tell me about your life as a young adult. How do you feel? How old are you?
I am 20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay, young adult, I see it for sure. Tell me about it.
I don't know, I just feel like you experience a lot, and then our audience is, of course, geared towards young adults, or I guess you could say teenagers too, because, you know, they're coming up along the way.
Yeah, right on the cusp.
And, you know, everybody has so much say and stuff, and sometimes it's like you feel so isolated and alone, but sometimes people just be thinking the same exact thing as you, and you be
That's
like,
facts.
dang, like, I'm not crazy for thinking like that, or, oh, that's a valid perspective. So it's just good to know that you're, like, other people are going through or thinking the same things as you, or, like, has the same experiences, so you don't feel so alone. You know?
Yeah. I think the main thing is like everybody wants to feel connected. So it feels nice to hear or at least see the fact that somebody else is feeling the exact same things as you.
Exactly.
Like you said, you don't feel as alone, you know? I get that. That's the whole point of this, you know?
Yeah.
To be able to just, chat it.
Exactly.
Just have conversations with people, you know? Because a lot of people are more similar than you think. And even if they're not, like, it's still helpful to learn their perspective.
I agree.
So what's one thing, tell me one thing that you've learned this year as an adult, growing adult apparently.
One thing that I've learned this year.
Just a little tough one, right?
Yeah. Let's see. It doesn't have to be a reason for why people become distant. Stuff just happens. And sometimes you gotta let things happen. Sometimes you don't need an answer for everything, an explanation from anyone.
Yeah.
If the distance is happening, the distance is happening. There's no reason to hold animosity towards the person or the person to hold animosity to you. Because at the end of the day, like you said, we're young adults. Different things are happening, different paths, and stuff just happens.
Facts.
And if you're able to, you know, connect at different times, then that's good that you help with that relationship. But if not, it's just, it wasn't meant to be. That time and period is over for y'all.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, whatever y'all had, or you and your friend, or whatever, it was good that it lasted while it lasted, though.
Yeah, appreciating the moment.
Appreciating the moment.
I like that. Okay, for sure.
For sure.
So, like, honestly, I think that's a little gem, you know, because it's easy to get caught up in the fact that, like, your hurt with this person is no longer being as close, or y'all aren't as close as you once were. You know, you tend to really think on the past and think of, like, what things used to be, you know.
Yeah.
So that can hurt a little bit with, like, damn, like, I used to have a great time with this person, and now, like, things are breaking up slowly, et cetera, and it's like, it's not the same. People tend to hold on to things.
Yeah. And I mean, it's okay to, like, you know, be hurt for 5 seconds,
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Everybody gets hurt.
Yeah, like, oh my God, that used to be my bestie. What happened? You know what I'm saying? But you know, y'all did like y'all two different paths now, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Things happen.
Things happen. Exactly. I like that. So have you used that a lot, like that mentality of things happen? Have you used that a lot as you've grown up?
I do, because I realized for myself, not even with like relationships with like friends and people and stuff like that, but just like when I want things to happen and they don't happen the way that I want it to, because I'm a little bit impatient, or like when I envision something happen the way that I want it to happen and it doesn't, I'm like, it kind of confuzzles me for a little bit.
Confuzzles. That's the word of the day.
Yeah, it confuzzles me for a little bit. So I'll be sitting there like, dang, wow, that's really bothering me. But like, I really have to sit back and be like, well, things happen. I guess it was supposed to, you know, it wasn't the right moment for that. So I really have to take a moment and just be like, just chillax. Like, if it was supposed to be like that, it was supposed to be like that.
Exactly.
And if it wasn't, then so be it.
Does that help you get like more peace in life?
It does. Yeah, I try to be more peace than anything. Yeah, I need that. It does though. I don't know. It makes me feel like I have more control over my situations as well. So like, if I'm okay with it and it doesn't disturb, you know, my mood or anything like that, then I'm at peace with it. So.
But when things disturb your mood.
Yeah, but I try not to let it. So like I try not to let it be more than what it has to be. You know?
Okay, gotcha.
So that's one thing I say I've been working on.
It seems like you on a whole like woosah spiritual journey. I fuck with it.
Yeah, woosah. Definitely woosah.
So with your friend, your best friend, how did y'all meet? Because that's the other part of E&E Adventures,
yes,
right?
E&E Adventures with my bestie, Ifuru. We met in high school. I mean, like, we kind of, like, talked to each other, like, our freshman year of high school, and then we became closer sophomore year and then junior year. We was like, you know, like, yeah, like, that's my best friend. So, but we got close over the years. That's pretty much how we met, just through school.
Gotcha. Okay. So where are you from?
I'm from Charlotte.
Charlotte. I love Charlotte.
Queen City.
Exactly. I love Charlotte. A lot of stuff happens in there. You know, it's a growing city.
It is. It's growing. One thing I do miss is when it wasn't any traffic in Charlotte. But
that was once a thing?
That was once a thing.
Wow, okay. I missed that memo.
It didn't take that long to get to places. It used to be 1, 2, 3. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Exactly.
But it's nice that it's growing. There's more stuff to do. A lot more things to, you know, take up your time, try more stuff out. Like, you know, throughout the city, it's always something going on.
Yeah, for sure.
So I do enjoy that about Charlotte, but it is growing a lot.
How do you feel about the light rail?
Like it expanding and stuff?
Yeah.
I think it's nice. I think it's really good, especially for like just the different demographics that are in Charlotte. You know, it's a little bit more accessible to get to point A to point B for different people.
Okay.
And like how you said, like UNC Charlotte is expanding out there, so college students are able to get, you know, to different places if they don't have vehicles. So I do like the idea of the light rail expanding.
Got you. Okay.
Super cool.
Okay. Y'all, if y'all don't know, so the light rail is basically, think of a subway. If there's a subway near you, think of a subway, but it's above ground.
Yeah.
Basically.
Literally.
But okay. That's what's up. Growing up in Charlotte, like, how was your experience?
I feel like my experience was good in Charlotte growing up. The schools that I went to, I feel like I had good experiences. You know, like the mentorship that I was able to get in my schools and stuff like that.
So you got a mentor?
Just like, you know, like from teachers and stuff like that. And different
got you.
programs that are instilled within the schools and stuff. Like, I got a lot of experience and got to figure out, like, you know, like, oh, I do want to go to college. And, oh, like, maybe this is a profession that I'm interested in. So I was able to get that within the schools in Charlotte. And then growing up, I feel like I never felt unsafe when I was younger living in Charlotte. So I feel like it was safe.
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot going on now in Charlotte,
for sure. It's a little active.
Yeah, it was a little bit more calmer.
Got you.
So it was a nice, calm environment. I enjoyed it, though. I enjoyed growing up there.
I feel like growing up in the city has to be a different experience. I didn't grow up in the city.
Where did you grow up?
No. I came up from Fayetteville. And there's a lot. Nah, why you do that?
No, because you also
why you do
that? You said it. I was like, I mean, Fayetteville. I've been to Fayetteville probably like once or twice. I think, isn't that where like the base is at or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
so I've been
yes.
out there for that, and that's it. Because my grandma, she goes out there and stuff too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't live there, but she goes out that way.
Oh, what's wrong with Fayetteville? The way that you said that.
No, I'm just saying, like, she just doesn't live there, but like she likes to go there to like shop and stuff because in the mall.
Okay.
I guess.
The mall. In
Right?
Fayetteville?
Is it the mall?
I mean, it is a mall.
Yeah.
But the mall, like...
I mean,
ugh.
she comes from a smaller town, I guess I would say, from Fayetteville. So she thinks like, you know, like, that's the style.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. No, Charlotte's a spot if you want to go to a mall. There's like 3 malls there.
It is.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a move.
Yeah. I'll be missing the malls when I'll be here. I'll be like, wow.
Literally.
Aeropostale? Okay.
Literally. They don't have anything here.
Nope.
You know? Like, it's literally a straight shot.
Yeah.
Actually.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Exactly.
Growing up in Charlotte, I think that it offers you, like, expands your, at least for me, because I came from a small town, it expanded my perspective on the world. You know, the fact that, okay, these things are there. Like, seeing skyscrapers for the first time was, like, a big thing for me my freshman year. Yeah, because I was like, God damn, like, this is something I see on the movies, and nowhere around me is, like, an actual skyscraper, you know? So that was really different. But I think it just shows the fact that going into different areas should be very pivotal for people, personally.
I agree.
Because you get a different perspective on the world. If you live somewhere for too long, you start feeling like that's your world.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say like you have to get up and move, but at least go experience a different setting, I would say.
Of course. Take a vacation.
Yeah. Take a vacation,
You
look
know?
around.
Yeah.
Because even like coming to like, it's slower. So I had to get used to the slow pace.
Yeah, it is slower.
It's definitely slower. But, you know, like you said, it was pivotal. So it's like just, you know, taking the moment and enjoy the slow ride.
It seems like you've learned a lot.
I feel like, I guess I could say I
Yeah,
have.
not to toot my own horn, but
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could say like I've learned a lot during my time here. I mean, I just feel like it's the common stuff you learn, just like being on your own, being in tune with yourself during your like young adult experience, and just, you know, enjoying the ride.
enjoying the ride. Okay, I like it. Now, I say that because everybody's obviously growing older, et cetera, right? But not many people can articulate their experience. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Being able to put in detailed words, like
Yeah, I got
your experience and your feelings growing up, et cetera, and how you can actually pick apart something that was pivotal to you.
Right.
You know?
Okay, I will say that my parents were a big impact for me.
Okay.
I don't know, they just instilled a lot of values in me and stuff like that, and like, I really can't explain. I don't know how to put it into words, but I would say like my parents were a big impact on me for that.
A lot of values.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by that? Some people don't like their childhood. Like, you have some people who are sheltered, very sheltered, you know?
Yeah. No, I definitely wasn't sheltered. Like, my parents let me experience stuff. Like, they were nervous. Like, I went off to summer camp for weeks at a time.
Summer camp?
Yeah, stuff
Okay.
like that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I was able to enjoy, like, my childhood. I feel like I had a good childhood. Like, no, I'm not going there. Like, there was a will, there's a way. So, like,
There's a will, there's a way.
My
I like
dad
it.
always say, you know, like, what he always used to tell me. He still tell me now, honestly. Like, work hard now, play hard later. Like, so it's like certain little gems they would drop on me and stuff like that, and it still sticks to me to this day or whatever.
That's a pivotal lesson, life lesson.
Yeah.
Work hard now, play it later.
Because, like, I mean, when I was younger, like, it would go out like one year out the other.
Of course.
And then as you get older, you're like, wow.
Yeah, they actually was talking about something.
Right. Like, you actually were correct when you said that.
Literally. And the thing is, so it's hard for us sometimes to be able to see like the life lessons and the gems that our parents give us in the moment, because you're very focused. I might be projecting, but you're very focused for or about how you feel in this moment and like what you want to do, you know, and you don't really understand, or at least I didn't understand at a point in time, like why there was kickback for it, you know, until I was able to grow up and be like, okay, cool. Like, honestly, as an adult, I would make those same decisions, you know. Obviously, you don't agree with everything, but the things that matter, they matter for a reason.
Exactly, they matter for a reason.
Yeah.
Even now, like the little stuff, it like sometimes it go 1 year out the other, and then like a couple months, year later, I'll be like, yep, that mattered.
Yeah.
That mattered.
Now, do you go back and tell them that they're right? Nah.
I don't know if I can do all that. Can't have it too much.
Of course.
But now, I mean, they see it. I mean, I'm pretty successful so far in like my journey, so like they know.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, like,
I see the little
like,
flex. What's
they're
up?
like, you know, I'm proud of you, and I'll be like, yeah, shout out to you, mommy and daddy.
So you say you're pretty successful right now. So like, how do you feel? What
I just
quantifies
feel like I'm meeting my expectations that I set for myself. So that's how I feel like successful wise. Especially just like being in school and stuff, like sometimes like comparing yourself to your peers, you get a little bit in your head. But like for myself, I feel like I'm doing what needs to be done and the expectations I set for myself. I feel like I'm doing well in it. So
Okay. Got you. Comparing yourself to your peers is a pitfall that a lot of us fall into. Because it's like, especially social media, it's very easy to be like, damn, they 24 and they got like $5 million. Like,
literally, like, where y'all at? Where mine at?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But everybody's on their own journey, you know?
Exactly.
You have to be able to recognize that and be comfortable with that. Like, if you keep working hard and working towards your goals, like you said, work hard now, play later. You'll be able to play later. So what are you working towards?
I really do want to be a physician assistant in neuroscience.
Physician assistant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm working towards now, you know, just making sure my grades stay, you know, nice and high
For sure.
to meet the requirements.
Okay.
And I don't think you can have more than 2 C's in your prerequisite on your
Damn.
transcript. It's either 2 or 3. And then you have to have a certain GPA.
Has it been hard or has it been easy? How do you feel? Give me a 1 through 5.
A 1 through 5?
1 through 5.
I give it like a 3.5.
So physician's assistant, where'd that come from? And why the assistant? Why not the physician?
Yeah. I'm gonna lay it flat out just how it is. You know, I did my research, like med school. I've enjoyed my education journey, but
Time to call it quits?
I don't want to say call it quits, but med school, I just feel like I don't want to be in school that much longer. I'm gonna be honest. And PA sounds more. I still get to pursue my passion, just less time,
Okay.
and still make the money I want to. So that's why I
Gotcha.
decided the PA route.
The money that you want to, are we talking high 5 or low mid 6?
I guess it'd be in the high 5.
High 5?
Yeah.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I got you. You know the median is 50K?
Yeah.
That's right. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
High 5.
yeah, I think a lot of people are moving or wanting to move towards that, you know, move towards that as a goal. Because like as things are progressively getting more and more expensive, it's like you got to start making more and more money.
It's not want to say it's no other option, but
It's really not an
I
option
mean, if you
anymore.
want to survive, like, and be comfortable at least.
Yeah, in a one person household, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, so you have a whole good, like, it seems plan going
Yeah,
for you. You
trying
know,
to.
are you trying to take your podcast anywhere?
I want our podcast to grow. I really do want it to have a bigger platform for sure. I don't know if it's going to pivot in our audience.
What do you mean by that?
What we talk about more so, or like our topics, how they're going to change or flow in the future. But I definitely do want our platform to grow.
Okay.
So
you're thinking about just keeping it with your best friend, like continuing it as y'all grow up?
yeah, for sure.
There's almost like not a diary.
Yeah, I guess you could say, like, that's another thing. Like, I guess you could say it's also in like a diary format, because like we have a lot of passions and we do a lot of stuff. Like, she's interested in yoga. I
Okay.
like reading. I like sports. We both like to travel, so we try to like share our experiences, like we say. So like, I know over the summer, like, we both traveled abroad or whatever, and we did two different things, but we were able to combine it, and we shared that on our Instagram page and stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Travel abroad. Where'd you go to?
I went to Spain.
Spain?
Yeah,
Ooh, how was that?
it was nice. Spain was beautiful.
Really? You like the food?
The food,
Oh, he didn't like the food.
no, I did like the food, but some meals are better than others.
Of course. Okay. What's
Yeah.
one thing you don't like?
Gambas pilpa, which is shrimp like broiled in like a garlic butter sauce with chili.
Okay.
It's good. It just depends on where you go. So like, some places I'll be like, oh, it's okay. And
So
then
you're
other
saying
places,
it's the cook's fault?
I'm just saying, y'all. No, I'm just saying. But yeah, no, definitely some places are better than others. The croquetas are good, and if you're in Spain, also try kebabs.
Kebabs.
Yeah, it's kind of like a gyro or
Okay.
whatever,
Gotcha,
but it's
gotcha.
not really. I don't know how else to explain it, but like,
That was really descriptive.
yeah, like if you imagine like a gyro, like the pita bread, and then you got the meat and stuff, but it doesn't have like the tzatziki sauce and stuff in it, but it's kind of the same concept.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good though.
I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where's somewhere that you would want to go next? Because now you've started the journey. You got to start. You got to keep
know.
continuing it, right?
I wanna go to like Colombia.
Colombia.
One, because I'm still learning Spanish or whatever. That's why I went, because I'm
Learning Spanish.
a Hispanic studies major as well. So I'm learning Spanish.
Okay.
I just want to, like, you know, be more immersed in the culture. Like, I've already been in Europe, Spain, so now I want to get more into the Latin American and also the Afro-Latina roots there. I'm very interested in that and stuff like that. So I
Gotcha.
feel like Colombia would be a nice place to start.
Okay. So you're double majoring.
Yeah.
a little hard.
It's okay.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like it's a nice balance. It's like science, and then like, okay, a little break, like, you know, language, literature. So I feel like it's a nice balance.
Okay. So do you like learning a new language?
I do.
Because I'm trying on Duolingo. I'm trying to learn Latin, and it's kind of edging me out a little bit.
Yeah, I've heard Latin is kind of, you know, a little bit more intense than like some other languages, but I do enjoy it because like it's interesting, like when you're just out and you're like, oh, I understood what they just said, or like if you can like help somebody or whatever, if they like can't interpret what an English speaker is saying, and then you can just like kind of help as much as you can as possible.
To make you feel a little proud. Yeah.
I mean, all these thousands ain't going to waste for nothing. I better be able to, you know, translate.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think being bilingual is like a really missing component of Americans sometimes.
Yeah, I was actually surprised, like, how many other languages, like, when I was in Spain, how many other languages people knew compared to, like, when I would be back home here.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, yeah, just English, or, like, you know, English or Spanish or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, there they'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm from Italy, but I decided to study in Spain, so I learned Spanish, and also my father's German, so I speak German. I'd be like, dang, you're trilingual.
Yeah, literally.
Like, it's really, yeah, it's definitely a difference how many, like, languages people know abroad compared to like living in the States. It's a big difference.
A lot of people outside of the country are more cultured.
Yeah, we were just talking about that because we're talking about like knowing like geography and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ifrit was telling me like how she went to this camp or whatever abroad, and they were like talking about like places they were from, and then like her first time there, they were like they were telling her where she was from, and she was like, I don't know where that was at. It was like, yeah, we know, like you're American.
Dang.
They did not have to flame you. He did not have to flame you like that, but no, like it's true. Like geography over here is, yeah, you know, we probably know our 50 states.
Barely.
And probably 7 continents, but that's it. Yeah.
And that's so sad though.
It is.
Because everybody else is clearly more advanced than us. You know.
A tad bit.
Just a tad?
Just a lot more.
You sure?
Just a lot more bit. No, literally.
So I think that is really good that more Americans are starting to like kind of get their feet wet with learning different languages and trying to try different cultures. Like
Definitely.
Social media is definitely playing a part in that where
I agree.
It's connecting us, you know.
It's a lot of groups that be like, oh, I'm going here. Does anybody want to, you know, like me or have recommendations? And people always comment or like just an uprise and just travel in general, especially in the Black community. I've noticed that too.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy seeing, like, we outside.
We outside.
Hi, y'all.
For so. It's so hard to get Black friends to go on a trip though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes. What? Oh my gosh. Like, I know me and my boys, we was talking about going somewhere for about 2 years. So yeah, that still hasn't happened. But
y'all get there.
Eventually. That's the whole key. Trying to get more connected and just closer to everybody else. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's what starts the process of being able to accept other cultures and love other cultures, you know, just for who they are.
Right.
How do you feel about kids?
I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I enjoy my crew. A lot of kids, people raising their kids real different these days. So it's just like, you can't say...
Why you say that?
You just can't say stuff to people, kids, the way you would say to like, you know, like your peoples or whatever.
For sure.
So it's just like, you got to be like mindful. But I love my niece and nephew. That's my crew. But other people, kids, I got to warm up to them. Because I'll be like, sit down. And you're not listening. Like, all right now.
Yeah.
Where's your mom? Where's your father?
Where's your...
All right.
Where's your guardian?
Go ahead and get them. Exactly. But no, I enjoy kids to a certain extent. As long as they not bad kids.
Not bad kids. What do you consider bad kids?
Just like hard-headed. Like literally don't listen. Like it's one thing for like you know, for like a child that don't know you to be like, oh, I don't know you, I don't have to listen to you. But then eventually they'll be like, oh, like okay, like maybe they for real, like let me sit down. But like some kids just like are genuinely like hard-headed. Go find your mom and daddy. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like you said, like everybody's raising their kids different, you know.
Yeah.
So what?
Some are a little bit more
loose.
Yeah. That's the perfect word.
Yeah. See, I told you I like words.
A little bit more loose, and then some are like, okay, like they let their child do what they do, but they also have control over their child. It's one thing to have control.
I think that starts to play out a lot whenever they get older as well. Mm-hmm. You know, you never want to, in my opinion, you never want to reach a point in your life where your child has now become something that is just completely out of your control. Not saying that like you have to have control over your kids, but just in the fact that like they're wilding. You know what I'm saying? They're wilding. And it's like you don't have any influence on them or anything along those lines to be able to try to help the course of their life. That's why you got to try to do things and instill values early on.
Exactly.
Yeah. How do you feel about AI?
Ooh. Really, I've like heard a lot about it, but I haven't really used AI. Like, you know how people like use AI for like assignments and stuff? Like,
people been doing it. I haven't used that yet.
I haven't used it for like assignments or anything. I'll probably, you know what's crazy? My computer, like, it has Bing or whatever. Bing.
Not you using Bing.
But for some reason, that got me. You caught me there. It's not that I use Bing, but every time I open like my like Explorer or whatever, it takes me to Bing instead of like Google or something. So I always type in Google instead. But
got you. You should change that, or you might get a virus. Like, what the fuck?
But for some reason, like Bing has an AI. So before like it shows me like
it has an AI.
Yeah.
Wow.
So before it shows me like like what I typed up, it'll show me like the AI's answer before it shows me like another website or something. Yeah.
Not Bing stepping it up.
Yeah, just a little bit.
What?
I mean, I'll be like next. I'll be trying to get to my answer. Like it be trying to type it out all slow.
They did all that work for you, and you just scroll right past. That's so crazy. They spent probably like $1 million.
I go straight to Google anyway most of the time.
Damn.
That's their fault. Bing, no, ain't nobody using it.
How are they still in operation? I don't understand, but they're still the default for like Windows laptops and stuff, right?
Yeah. I think that's why.
That's great. They gotta have some type of deal or something.
Got to.
But anyway, so you're still typing in Google.
Yeah, and also like I don't like back to the AI thingy. Like, I mean, they say that it's advancing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, what is it? Iron Man 2 and Jarvis when they. Yeah. That's what comes to mind.
Okay.
So that's
the holograms and shit.
Yeah, not the AI name before Jarvis, but the one that was trying to take over the world or whatever.
Ultron.
Yeah, Ultron. I think of Ultron when I think of like when they say like, oh, AI gonna advance, and I'm like, oh my god.
It's gonna be robot bodies. Yeah, exactly.
And they saying the aliens real too, so I'm like,
you seen that?
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I don't know, y'all. It's a lot going on.
I promise you, the military just approved where they're merging human brain tissue and wires for AI.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
They gonna learn.
Bro, we gonna have to.
We gonna get that Ultron. Keep on. We gonna get that Ultron.
Exactly. He gonna
be mad. He gonna be trying to figure out why it's war. He gonna be trying to figure out
like what the fuck is going on
why
with
healthcare ain't free. He gonna be mad. He gonna be mad at everybody. He ain't gonna know who to target.
Exactly.
So he just gonna get all of us.
Look, all I'm saying is just don't target us because we are the
general public.
The general public. We're the bottom tier, y'all. We have no control over what's going on.
We just, live, love, and laughing.
Literally. I see so much laughing nowadays. Like
laughing through the pain.
Have you seen the meme where it's like a guy crying and then it's the face in front of the guy crying? Yeah. That's literally us.
That's the one.
I felt like back in the day in the 1990s, they said by this time we would have had flying cars. Yeah, like we don't have that shit.
Because I remember like I was younger, I seen Back to the Future. It was still like before like 2010, I would say. So it was still the early 2000s. I was like, oh yeah, like we gonna have the flying cars. Ain't nobody car.
Exactly.
Car in the sky.
Bro, they could have fucking made one. Like
more than likely.
I thought about it one time with somebody, right? I did. I thought about it. And you know how we have like roads and lanes and everything along those lines? Like, who would direct traffic? Like, what's gonna stop something? Like, if you crash up there, at least you have a chance of surviving down here. If you crash up there, you're done. GG's. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
GG's.
Then the damage to the ground.
And you already in the car.
Exactly. Yeah. I will say I understand.
Goner for sure. I guess that's a lot to thinking about too.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you try to put a flying car in the market.
I would drive it though, as long as there's no like nothing up there while I'm there.
I think I'm good. I don't know. I guess I really got to be pumped up. Like, yeah, let's go. Let's go in the sky.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you gone on a plane? I mean, you have. You went to Spain.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind flying. Like, I don't know.
It's a big car.
It is, but like it's different. Like you got people that I guess like you have to get. Okay, like if you think about it technically, like, okay, you got people in flying cars, they got to get some type of certification or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, that's new. Like, I'm gonna have to let that be something, and if like, I gotta let that get some test trials, and then I'll be like, oh, maybe I can consider it.
Okay.
But you know, you got the planes, they've been around before my time. You got people that's been, you know, training this for their whole life. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the plane.
Yeah, yeah.
But flying car, yeah, we're gonna get at a couple. I won't be the first, one of the first thousands. And
So you're not gonna be the first in line to do so? Why? Be a guinea pig sometimes.
no, I don't think that's for me.
Did you know that airplanes actually drive themselves? They have an AI. It's like autopilot.
Oh, okay, I know like about the autopilot.
Yeah.
But
So I mean, it's really a guy just
in there to be like
monitoring, like
make sure everything good. As long as I get to my destination, I guess, y'all.
Okay,
That's all that matter.
For sure. So if we get flying cars, but it's autopilot, I think she might be on board.
I don't know.
Give it, like I said, give it 15, 20 years. We'll see what we're doing.
Right.
We're gonna be old heads by then.
Definitely. That's okay.
I can already see you. Like, I'm not gonna cat with you. I can see the I see the vision.
Really?
Yeah, literally. I see you in a coffee shop. Yeah, brunch.
I do
see
enjoy
brunch.
a nice brunch.
See, okay. We're spot on. We like to see it.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Like, why so much brunch?
I just feel like it's not too early
Okay.
in the day, and it's not too late. It's like the perfect time. And then like they usually have like fusion food, you know, so like you get a little bit more options.
Fusion food. What do you mean by that?
like you can get a mix of brunch and breakfast and lunch. So like
chicken and waffles?
yeah.
Okay.
So you get
what
food
else
like
other
that.
than chicken and waffles?
Wow, like I've had so many different dishes and I can't think of one.
Oh, excuse you got a different palate. Never mind. Let's go. Don't choke on camera.
And I'm choking because I can't think of nothing. But I don't know, like, yeah, it's different options, I would say. I mean, of course, depending on where you go.
For sure. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
Give me your favorite restaurant right now.
Ooh, a favorite restaurant?
Yeah, let's
okay,
shout 'em out.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I do enjoy going there. It's in Myrtle Beach. It's called Blueberry Grill. Maybe I hype it up a lot, but I'm not really a big French toast person, but
They're
they
in
have
Myrtle.
a really good banana French toast.
Banana French toast.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a fan of bananas?
I like bananas.
You know, I see more people who don't.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like they say, like it's like the texture or the taste they don't like.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Now I'm kind of weird. I like unripe bananas.
Really?
Yeah. See, you ain't got to make that face. That was uncalled for. But yeah, like green bananas. I don't know. I like the fiber in it.
Do you like plantain? Like plantain?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Yeah. It's too sweet. That's the thing that with plantains.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy more so like savory plantain than sweet.
Got you.
So.
Okay. I've never had that then. Where do you get them from?
I eat the chips most of the time, and then like
Okay.
sometimes in dishes, like they're sweet. Like I don't mind if it's like in the dishes and they're like sweet or like caramelized. You know how they make them or whatever.
They make caramel
Well, like
plantains.
you know, like how like when they cook them and they kind of have like that glazed look to them.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's how they look.
Doesn't that kind of like negate the whole health benefit of a plantain?
I don't know, but it's good, y'all. So
Said fuck it.
Exactly.
Shout out Blueberry Grill, I guess.
yeah, it's in Myrtle. Go to the one that's near Barefoot Landing. It's in Barefoot Landing.
Okay.
That's the one that's like cute and aesthetic.
Boom. If y'all don't know now, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the spot, apparently. That's the plug. You know, we just gave them a little bit of promo. I'm not going to even charge. It's fine.
Just a tad bit.
Yeah, exactly. We'll look for it on the back end. But anyways,
Yeah.
It seems like you're really a breakfast person. That's your favorite thing from your favorite restaurant, and you love brunch.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it depends. I guess it depends on the mood I'm in.
Okay.
I like sushi though too.
Sushi? Really?
Yeah, that's just like a completely different spectrum.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like sushi though.
I can never get into sushi, like the raw fish part of it.
For a while, like I was really picky, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm not eating raw sushi. And then I tried it, and I was like, not that bad. A little bit of soy sauce, wasabi mixed together.
Really?
That's the combo.
Huh, okay.
I might have to give it another try.
Yeah,
Just one
I
more
might
time.
have to. One more time?
One more time.
Okay, now are you eating it with like you know how it comes with the seaweed wrap sometimes?
Like the rice and then the
Yeah,
seaweed.
yeah.
That's
Is that
how-
the standard? Mm-hmm. Okay. See, obviously I don't know much about sushi, so.
Yeah, no, that's the standard. That's how it's usually made.
Okay, so do you taste that like watery, oceany taste from fish.
You don't like fish?
I'm not a big fan.
I wouldn't say it's like a watery ocean taste. But like from the seaweed or just like the whole...
Nah, just like the fish part of it.
Oh, no. I mean, unless you go to like a low quality. Like,
Dang, she said low quality.
Like a bad sushi place, you may get that taste like that. And if it's like that, it's probably the fish is going bad, I'm not going to lie.
Ooh.
But no, I never got that taste.
Okay, gotcha. So you like fish in general then too?
Yeah, I like crab legs, I eat oysters, all that type of stuff.
Oysters? You be slurping them?
But you know what? I really haven't eaten them much, but there's a place in New Orleans called Drake. I keep giving promo.
I promise you, god dang.
Okay, but there's like a style of oysters.
Okay.
And they're like broiled oysters, and they have like Parmesan on top.
Okay.
So it's not.
Oysters
So it's not as like raw oyster. It's more so cooked, and that's a better version of oysters.
Okay, but you would eat them raw.
Yeah, I don't mind it. The little lemon and hot sauce.
Yo!
Like, what's up? Little lemon and hot sauce.
Can you even taste the oyster with the hot sauce?
Not really.
See, so is you really liking the oyster, or do you just like hot sauce?
I like hot sauce. Yeah, I like hot sauce.
Okay. At least we got to that conclusion. So regardless of whatever the dish is, if we sprinkle a little hot sauce on it, there's a high chance that you're gonna like it.
It can save it.
Do you cook?
I
Why
make like the
not?
standard stuff, like you
Okay.
know, like your rice, your vegetables.
Are you an air fryer person?
I am.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
I love a nice air fryer.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to do better though. I had to do better.
Yeah, get you a
Cause
pan.
I enjoy like the idea of cooking. It's just like
The time.
chopping, slicing.
Yeah. That's why you got to get like these little tools that do it for you. You know, you just put the little. Let's say you slice up a pepper, right? And you don't chop it into the fine, minute pieces. You just put it on this little grater, and then you slam the thing down, and it makes little pieces for you.
That's fancy.
Yeah, you know, little things.
Tool.
Exactly.
Okay.
Tools make life easier.
But I used to like bake a lot. I would say I baked a lot more than like I cooked when I was younger. Like,
Okay.
Maybe because it was like more easier for like me to get the ingredients. But I used to like do little baking stuff. But that was pretty much it as far as cooking.
You be proud of the stuff that you make? That's the whole reason why I like cooking.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, like when I make a good dish, like you know, like when you be like, I don't feel like cooking.
Yeah.
And then like you actually like cook and you be like, wow. And then
This shit was
somebody else
good.
eat it and they be like, it's kind of good. Like this is
Yeah.
good. And I was
Yeah.
like, for real, you liked it, bro? I was like, I didn't even feel like cooking, but thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole motivation, you know, getting that boost of dopamine. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just like, okay, cool, you know, maybe I am good at a little something. You feel me?
exactly.
Yeah, I fuck with it. So we gotta get you out that air fryer, man. Get you a pan in there
I mean, I use pans and stuff too. I do. It's just
for
like,
stirring rice.
no, I use a rice cooker actually for rice.
Oh, do you use a pan?
Yes, I do. Like when, like, okay, I won't say I
Choking
use
again.
an air fryer all the time, but like, I use pans like when I cook like fish or you know different meats or whatever. Or like if I have like if I'm like stir frying veggies or something like that.
Okay.
I use a pan then.
Okay, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
It's
See,
like-
that
it's
was a
just-
little proof. You like, like,
Like you know you gotta like it's convenience. Like okay, if I'm using the pan or whatever, then I can just throw like the meat in the air fryer or whatever need to go in the air fryer.
Oh, you be putting meat in the air fryer. Oh my God. I don't know if I can do that.
Really, you be scared like it's not cooked all the way.
Yes, yeah. That'd be my whole thing. With me, like with the air fryer, there's nothing I can do with the air fryer that I can't do with an oven. And then like with the oven, at least I know that I'm setting it to a particular temperature and I'm seeing it. I don't know, like it's the process of like, I guess it's old school. I guess I'm old school. I don't know, but like that putting it in the oven just feels a lot more safer. The air fryer is like, what is this newfangled device?
Yeah.
The first time that you put some chicken in the air fryer, how'd you feel?
I was a little skeptical. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, is it done?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did let it cook for an extra few minutes.
Yeah.
Just to be double sure.
You picked through that shit?
Yeah, I picked a piece and I was like, it don't look like it's raw, but you know, I'm gonna let him cook for a little bit more. So I was skeptical. But after I like started doing it for a while, I knew like how long to set it with temp or whatever.
So do you think like convenience is mainly the thing that's gonna take over nowadays?
Yeah, convenience is gonna take over. But sometimes like less is more. I mean, if it's like an easier way to do it, why not?
Yeah.
Why not do it or whatever? So less is more. I would
Okay.
say.
You know how you get spices and stuff from the grocery store, right? You get it in the little container, et cetera, right? So I've been doing this thing where I just got a mortar and pestle. I don't know if you know what that is. Do you know what that is? Okay. So it's basically like it's a little bowl.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
you.
bet. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're gonna put it on the screen for y'all. But like, so I just got into doing the mortar and pestle and everything, right? And learning this whole nother fucking world where like there's the size of the pestle, size of the mortar, depends on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to make, etc., etc. But I just got into this and like making my own spices. It blew my mind. Like, it's a little bit of work for sure, but the flavor that you get from it is different from the spices that you get from the store.
I could believe it, because it's like, one, it's like you're doing it to your own liking.
Yeah.
And then two, it's just like, it's probably like you're probably getting fresh spices instead of something that's been sitting in a container. So I can believe that for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a little bit of a nerd, so bear with me. Apparently, for plants, right, the flavor of the plant is in like boxes. It's in a box form, you know? So whenever you crush it, it releases the flavor because you have to crush it, like crush that box of the cell. And then whenever you release it, it releases more aroma, more texture, more flavor, etc., etc., than if you were to, like, I don't know, put it through a blender or anything along those lines. Did not know that. Changed my whole life. Like,
I think that's what they say with mint. Like, you know, like how you have mint, you have to like, you know, like go like that, or like, you know, put it in a thingy. Yeah.
Exactly. Same thing, same concept, right? The little things. It's like the more I learn as I grow up, it's like, goddamn. What's your favorite pastime?
Ooh.
You reach up behind the head for that one, this guys.
Yeah, I try to read, because I have a lot of books. So like, if I'm not doing nothing, like my pastime really be like pick up the book and finish it, because I'm quick to like get a book and then I finish it sometimes and then go to a different book. So I try to do that in my pastime.
Okay.
Or I like watching videos about, like, if I find like random topics or whatever, I go like down a rabbit hole or whatever.
Rabbit holes, man, that should be killing me.
Yeah. I usually go down rabbit holes watching like YouTube videos and stuff like that, and or sometimes just listening to different podcasts too. So I listen to other podcasts as well.
You wanna know what's crazy? I have a podcast. I don't listen to podcasts like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say like, okay, I would say I listen to like, I wouldn't say a lot of different podcasters, but I have probably like two main podcasters that I listen to.
Okay.
And one is in Spanish, just so I can get used to like hearing more dialect and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I don't know, you ever heard of Jay Shetty?
Jay Shetty, no.
He's like a motivational life coach type of person.
Got you.
And yeah.
Would you get a life coach?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Nah. Why?
I don't know. I feel like I'm good where I'm at in my life, so I feel like I don't need nobody to coach.
One.
Yeah.
Got you.
But I guess if it was the opposite, maybe I'd be like, oh. But I mean, I guess that's what listening to like the podcast is like. It motivates me a little bit more every day. So
got you.
I wouldn't say like he's my life coach, but like I take the little gems that he dropped or whatever, and like when he's talking to different people that he brings on his podcast, and I'd be like, oh, that's a nice way to think about that.
Okay, so that's how you're giving him business, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's still being able to be a kind of a passive life coach to you.
Do you think it's like important to have like a therapist that can relate to your experiences?
Maybe not even just relate, but just be able to empathize.
Yeah, or like understand.
Yeah.
Do you think, okay, so like a big thing is like, I know like in the healthcare field, it's like making sure like we have more black therapists and black nurses and stuff like that. So do you think it's important like if it was a difference if you had like a black therapist or white therapist?
I think that it would probably be better if like I probably would have had a better experience if it was a black therapist. However, at the same time, I tried to stay very neutral and be like, okay, cool. Even if this person is white or Hispanic or et cetera, they still might be able to relate to my experience, et cetera. Exactly. But it's just, there's a greater likelihood that this black therapist or black person will be able to relate, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I think a lot of people have to kind of realize. It's like, it's not necessarily about like the race per se, but it's just about like the feeling of being understood. That's why representation is key for everything, you know? With that, I think therapy is starting to rise up a lot in society in the coming times. A lot of people are starting to feel more open to it.
Yeah.
That's the word, open to it. So, and I think that's good. Like, just giving people a place and a time to talk. Sometimes, of course, you can talk to your friends, you can talk to some people can't talk to your family, but regardless, like, you usually have somebody that you can talk to that you've known for however long period of time. However, getting that objectivity is, I think, just really key. Because like your friend is obviously going to be biased towards you. Being able to relate your experience to somebody else and say, hey, like, how do you feel about this? Or how could I improve myself? Because sometimes some people don't want to necessarily hear how they can improve from somebody they consider as a peer.
Right.
You know? So it's like, yes, we're friends, but you saying that about me kind of ruffles my feathers a little bit, you know?
Exactly. I'm trying to think of like one of the places that's on my list. I think I want to go somewhere like cold. So maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. What inspires that?
I don't know. I guess like I've seen so many like videos and stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's so pretty there. I think I have Iceland.
I was literally just thinking about Iceland.
Yeah, I have Iceland on my list.
Okay.
It just looks really pretty there.
Yeah, it's so green.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
I love the duality.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's cold, but it's also a lot of greenery.
Yeah.
I like that.
I've honestly thought about going there.
Yeah, I think it's actually very nice, and a lot of people have a good
experience.
Yeah, good experience in Iceland.
Got you. That was me.
And also Germany. Like if I was to go, I would go to Germany because I know it gets cold in the winter. Yeah.
You know they have really good food.
Yeah.
Like
house music and stuff like that. So they have like a good like. You know, like the house music, like...
You're into house music?
Yeah. I would say they do in Europe in general more than in the States, but...
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Well, so I had a friend, and she was really big into house music, rave music, stuff like that, right? And I never really got it. The festivals were so crazy to me, you know, like just so many sparkles and everything along those lines. But I felt like the energy was just different.
Yeah.
Of just like listening to the sound, listening to the beat, etc., etc. And I didn't know there were that many festivals.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie to you.
It really do be a lot. Or it'd be a lot of pop-ups, too. Like random pop-ups. Like it's this company, business called Boiler Room, and they have like DJs and stuff, and they be popping up everywhere. Whatever. I mean, usually they pop, like, they put the dates or whatever, but like, it's like, it's not such a big crowd as festivals. I prefer like those type of crowds instead of festival crowds. Okay. So like I feel like it's just enough people, just the right size, and still get to enjoy the people and the music.
Got you.
So.
Do you not like festivals?
I wouldn't say I'm against them, but I just like more calmer settings. Like I mean, I've gone to like concerts and stuff like that. I really haven't been to like a big festival for real, so I really wouldn't know. But like just from like going to like big concerts and stuff like that, I would say that I prefer like smaller.
Okay. Nothing wrong with it.
Like even like partying wise, like I prefer like
a kickback. Yeah. That's the wave, man.
Yeah, I would say I'm more of a kickback type of person before I'm like, party hardy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Your introvertness, I could not see you at like a party.
I mean, I go to party.
Oh, now she's gonna prove it to me. All right, what's up?
Like I'll go to a party, but I really have to be in the mood. Yeah, I would say I really have to be in the mood. Or if I already bought the ticket, my money not going to waste now. Time to get hyped and go to the party.
Yeah, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay.
It just depends.
And see, the thing is, whenever I was going through undergrad, I try to go to different parties and stuff like that. I'm not really a party person. I'm definitely a kickback person, I learned. It's just like the heat. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, and so many people in one space, that shit was really throwing me off.
I would say, like, I'd rather go to, like, a function where everybody else...
Function?
Yeah. I go to parties more here than I go to parties at home. I don't even party at home.
Really? I feel like Charlotte is the place to go whenever you party.
Yeah, but then, like, I'm not at that limit yet either. I'm like, yeah, I guess we just find a little activity to do.
Okay, I got you. Me, personally... I'm very introverted whenever I'm alone. Getting into that mode is a little bit difficult sometimes, you know. That's really my thing. But shout out to everybody who likes a party, because goddamn, it can't be me.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta be with like the right people, one. Just like, yeah. And then two, be in the mood.
The right people is key.
Yeah.
You know, you can be with somebody and they really like bring your mood down.
Yeah, be like blowing you like, all right.
Yes.
Guess it's time to wrap it up.
Exactly. I can't do that shit, man. Like, I gotta have a hype crew, I'm gonna be honest. Because I already need to get hyped.
Exactly. It's like halfway want to be here, halfway don't.
So do you go out much? Or do you not go out, but do you do like kickbacks and stuff like that much?
I wouldn't even say it's kickbacks. Really, it's just gatherings with close friends.
Literally.
I'm not even gonna lie. It'd be gatherings with close friends. Like, we'll go to one of my friends' places or whatever, and we just chill there. Or like when I go visit them while they're at school, then we all just be together over there. I wouldn't even call it like kickback. It's a small friend gathering.
I think a lot of people are starting to migrate to that.
Yeah.
Because it's just more personable.
Yeah.
And you know everybody there. It's good vibes. You know what to expect. It's not going to be no rah-rah shit. That's the stuff that be killing me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here in this club and I don't know what the fuck gonna go on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not really my thing. Not really my vibe.
Okay.
So what's one thing that you learned from, like, being in a relationship about yourself?
I wouldn't say I was selfish with my time, but I got used to just like always having my own time. So like I had to learn like being okay with making time. Like that makes sense. Like being okay with making time for your person. Because I always feel like it's always something to do, but like just like set that to the side and just be okay with having time for your person. I guess you could say.
Being considerate.
Yeah.
It's-
considerate. Being considerate. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I learned for sure.
I see you thinking.
Just about it. Yeah.
Being considerate is one of those like foundations, you know, to a healthy relationship. Because it's hard sometimes, especially like you said, whenever you are so used to your own time and thinking about yourself, now you have to put somebody else's like emotions and feelings into play, you know, into
Exactly.
consideration, and saying, okay, cool, like you said, I want to do this, but maybe let's put this back. And how do you feel?
Or also like being like, oh, maybe they would like to do this with me. Because like, you know, yeah.
Are you a loner?
I wouldn't say I'm a loner, but I'm quick to be like, oh, I can do this by myself real quick. And like, oh,
okay.
maybe like, you know, maybe they want to like, you know, join.
He can help you or something along those lines.
Exactly.
Yeah. Having somebody to help and everything along those lines, like including your partner and things, it allows them to feel more in the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, it just took a minute like to like realize that. It took a minute. But like I overcame it and I was like, okay. Like that's something you learn about yourself, not like how do you like fix it, you know. So
Got you. How was that process of like finding that out for yourself?
I guess how like closed off I was being in the beginning at first compared to him. And so I realized like open up, you know.
Got you.
Yeah.
It's like you chose this person for a reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
You know? And you also said earlier, like, you know, you're naturally a more closed off person in the beginning as well.
Yeah.
You know? So I could definitely understand how it takes a little bit of time for you to like reach that point with somebody. So how long y'all have been together, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, she's counting. Okay, we love to see it.
5 months now.
5 months? Okay, for so. So it's kind of a fresh relationship.
Yeah.
Love to see it. How long, like, do y'all know each other beforehand?
We knew each other for maybe like 10 or 11 months before.
Okay, so almost a year.
Yeah.
Got you. It was kind of like a see, like I see you, you see me type shit.
Yeah. It definitely. Definitely that.
Okay. That's what's up. I love love. Like, that's my biggest thing. I'm a huge advocate for it.
That's
So it's
sweet.
just like, yeah. So it's just like encouraging people to be happy.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are sad, and it's just like, obviously you don't want to have a person like be the relief for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, we need community, we need people.
Exactly.
And so like finding that person that's right for you, et cetera, like that's such a pivotal thing. That's just a key moment for everybody. And that really changes your life in multitude of different ways, you know? We've had a great conversation. How do you feel?
Feel good.
Okay.
Chatting it up.
Exactly.
Chatting it up.
So, all right, y'all. Thank you for coming to another episode. We love to see it. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. You know the jazz. And yeah, so we are leaving with E&E Adventures.
Yes.
Go ahead and check her out on Spotify, anywhere you get podcasts, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Gotta make sure. But go ahead and check them out. And yeah, I'll see you again. Love it. Peace.